Hello, all. It's been a while since I posted. My appearance has changed quite a bit as I've started living my authentic gender as a man. I'm a white person with orangish strawberry blonde hair that has a variety of lengths. At the time of this recording, I only have eyebrows and eyelashes for noticeable facial hair, but I do sometimes have a good bit of hair on my neck and chin. Behind me is a black wall that says, Joey is a man. Before watching and or listening further, I want to say that this video will include adult themes, a non-graphic discussion of BDSM. I want to shout out to Sir Rainbow Sky Child here. In her 29-minute video titled, I had an identity crisis, but I'm back again, I was reminded of why I love making videos for YouTube and why I have to follow the path of doing what I'm interested in rather than trying to do what's considered best for being an influencer. I'm not sure if I will be able to do a card or put the link in the description, but it is well worth watching her video, in my opinion. Another change since I last posted, I've converted to Judaism. That doesn't mean I've stopped writing erotica, though. This November, I started a story with the working title of 4 Jews. Living in a polyamorous family are Yuri, Lucas, Ava, and Yana. Make that Uri is the correct pronunciation. But Yuri is how I get around speech-to-text issues. Now, Lucas, who lives with Crohn's disease, has an emergency surgery that leads to an ostomy and the family moving in with his parents. As I write, the relationships between the 4 are in a constant flux, but one certain is that Lucas is Ava's dominant in a power exchange or BDSM relationship. I've also learned to write much of my fiction using speech to text. That isn't without its drawbacks. For instance, out of my 4 Jews, it is only Ava's name that it gets correct. I want to try to make a regular thing of sharing speech-to-text goofs in video. And with that, the main part of this video is going to be the 4 Jews, plus Lucas's parents, Mama and Papa Goldman, talking at a family meeting. If you don't already have on closed captions, I recommend them now as some errors are only visible in writing. Papa Goldman coughed. And what might I need to know about kink? Will we need to invest in some good sound blocking tech in setting up your space? Mama Goldman asked, Lucas, what were you hoping to accomplish with this topic? Lucas looked at his mom, but before he could answer, Papa Goldman said, Yes, she told me about the power exchange relationship, but we didn't talk about it anymore since we agreed it fell in the gray line between Mama and Ava talking as colleagues and as in-laws. But no, seriously, your words are not in English and aren't over the top like goddess, like she, me, or some other obvious name. No, I got to thinking I got to say, I'm thinking, I would be uncomfortable with sex on the kitchen table, but overhearing something from your all's room, just something to live with. Uri's laughter finally escaped, and he started laughing so hard that he was crying. You mean they don't have to just be quiet? He pushed out among gasps and, okay, come on, honey. That puppy is too small for you to play with. Come on, let's keep going. Mama knows your thoughts. Well, I'm glad to see that you find Ava and I so funny, Lucas grumbled. Don't be overdramatic. Isn't it good that I found something to laugh at? Ava shook her head. Boys. Lucas and Uri looked at Ava. Is this going to be something that happens at every family meeting? Papa Goldman chuckled. I would wager that it'll happen at most of them. Don't be silly, Mama Goldman interjected. I think we can manage to keep it to half of them. Yannick laughed loudly. What the fuck? Yana laughed loudly. No, they're supposed to clap loudly. My loves, was there anything else to talk about? I did. We want to consider anything about entrances and exits, and which ones are used more? Ava asked. I don't think we need to because we already working on living outside the nuclear family norm, Lucas said. Mama Goldman said, Lucas, write a note that until your space is completed, the idea of having entrances and exits that one part of the family uses more often is a moot point. Lucas nodded as he wrote. Yep, Mama, I got it. All right, Ava Grande. I say that we should all go to bed now. Uri snorted. Okay, so I do now have a puppy named Honey, which will explain part of the weirdness that you just saw. But other than that, I invite guesses at what's wrong in the comments. See you next time.